I hit my stop loss in the London session. Now the New York session has started. So a couple of things that I did wrong. um, I want, first of all, I want this fair value gap to remain open, and I would enter somewhere around here. If the gap remains open, I want this short-term low to be taken out so that a market structure shift happens. Also, the price is in the OTE range, so it's pretty great for all of us. Second, there's a news release that's about to happen at 9 a.m. So we have about 1.5 hours left, right? Yeah, so things that I did wrong is that I went against the institution order flow on dollar index, and yeah, particularly on dollar index, the price had not reached to the weekly high, and I thought that it might reverse, right? Second mistake that I did was that I was waiting for. So what I did was, I thought that price has gone down below the sell side liquidity. Price went down, came back up, and I entered somewhere around here. There was a fair value gap on the opposite side. I entered somewhere around here to go long, and price did go long. But what I did not notice was that this was that setup had already been unfolded before the news release. I thought that the setup might unfold after the news release. So price took the buy side liquidity from these equal highs. It went up, took the buy side liquidity, left this fair value gap, and after the news release came back up, filled up the fair value gap and went down. So that's how I got, that's how I lost my trade. Now, because most of the times, unless until the price has reached and unless until the price has reached a PDRA of the opposite end, price usually continues in the New York session after the retracement. So that's what I'm doing. The price has already retraced, and it has retraced up until to the OTE, optimal trade entry range. It has also gone above the equal highs where buy side liquidity resides. We've already seen a shift in market structure. Similar things happened in dollar index. The market structure has shifted, and I want this fair value gap to remain open, right? This fair value gap, I want it to remain open for the next 50 seconds, and then as price comes back into this area, I would likely to go short. Also, I did not consider the Judah swing in the London session. That's where the start of the day, the day's opening was. Price went up above the old highs into a bearish order block, and then came down. So this is something that I missed out on, and because I was too excited for the fact that I was recording the session, I did not consider it. So no problem, we all learn through our mistakes, and that's what I'm doing. I would be keeping this point as my target for the profits, because that's where the external range liquidity lies. Everything seems to be going pretty smooth right now. Let's see what's happening in dollar index. Oh yeah, see, this fair value gap is left open, and one could target a lot of things that I'm learning about myself. I'll just patiently wait for my setup to form. And so what I don't know is that when will the price reach back to the fair value gap? Will it just keep on floating up until 9 a.m.? Then, as you know, the price as 9 a.m. ticks, price might just abruptly go into the fair value gap, fill it, and come back to hit the target. So that's the only thing that I not you know that I don't know. But if it happens, it will be a 13 pip target, which I would say it's a very like the target, it's quite low. The risk reward ratio is 2.23. Okay, I want the price to go back into the fair value gap. Sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity has been taken. See, again, this is just a video, or all these videos that I'm putting out on YouTube are nothing but a way for me to document myself. So don't take this as an advice for yourself to implement your own trades. Okay, so that's an inversion fair value gap as well. What I want to see is that does the price trade back into the inversion fair value gap, or it just touches the fair value gap and then goes down. This is just for my own observation skills. It's an inversion fair value gap because even though it's just a 2 pip fair value gap, well, it's an inversion fair value gap because price went it went through it and now is about to come back into it. Let me see what's up with gold. Okay, so it went into the OTE range. And then is about to come down above this high, so it grab liquidity from here. I don't know if I can, pause the video in between and then resume later on. See, I also need to work on my oratory skills. I think I am extremely unclear with respect to how I pronounce my words. I don't move my mouth a lot. I need to make sure that I use all my facial muscles while talking in English, because you don't need to you don't need to use a lot of your facial muscles when you talk in Hindi. And I also don't know how well is the laptop's mic recording or capturing my voice. One thing that I like is that I don't feel emotionally tempted to either enter or exit a trade. Even if I take a stop loss, I'm quite equanimous with respect to my emotions, and that's what I have recently developed. That was not at all the case in the beginning. Okay, I like to see the price go higher into the fair value gap and even into the inversion fair value gap. Also try to make sure that also try to make sure that you breathe deep into your belly so that any sort of anxiety just vanishes. You know, anxiety is directly related to lack of deep breathing. Okay, I like to see it go above a little bit more. Yeah. It feels as if the price has, paused. It has gone into the fair value gap, and this small triangle or rectangle is the inversion fair value gap. This one. I want the price to go into it and then come back. Even if it doesn't, that's all right. But I mean, I'm just curious as to what price does do that or reacts to it. Why the hell is my laptop heating so much? I like that. I like what I'm seeing. There's going to be a lot of silence in this screen recording session, so anyways, I'm not even making this video for anyone else. It's just a way for me to document my own thoughts, my own emotions, my own my own logic behind the trade. So for me to, you know, so let me just write down the logic behind the trade because I have some time, and all I have to do in this time is to just sit back and see how price reacts to, the institutional reference point or the PD arrays. Yeah. Even if we talk about the PD arrays, right, within this particular price swing, price has come back. No, it hasn't. Usually price comes back into the equilibrium. So, and equilibrium is right where the inversion fair value gap is. So I wouldn't be surprised if price goes back into the inversion fair value gap after it going down a bit and then continues to go down later on. Let me just see how dollar index is performing. The price came down back into the fair value gap right to the pip. and then went on. And you can also see an inversion fair value gap over here as well. Yeah. So the logic behind the trade is London open close OTE, buy side liquidity graded 2022 model formation entry in fair value gap after market structure shift in the direction of institutional order flow, trade direction confirmation from the benchmark asset, which is the dollar index, and underlying asset, which is the euro USD. Similar trade direction and setup confirmation in pound USD. Yeah, there's a few things that I've also missed. US open session, open Judas swing. So this was the US session and price went up after it, so that's the Judas swing confirmation. Is there anything else that I've missed? That's the main thing that I look for is the institutional order flow. Has price reached an opposite PDRA on the high time frame? Because if it has, then even if the price has gone up in the London session, it can reverse in the New York session. Third thing I look is for the Judas swing. Fourth thing I look for is the price direction confirmation by looking at inversely related and directly related assets. Even over here, that's a rejection block because these are highs with almost similar bodies and long wicks. Price are rated into the buy side liquidity. That's the short term low. Price went up, came down, and as price came down, it formed a fair value gap. Exactly the same entry method that I used in euro, and that's where we could have entered. Yeah, so that's where we would exit. I just hope that I reach to my target before 9 a.m. because that's when the news release happens. ECB President Lagarde speaks. I don't know if that's how we pronounce the name. Considering how solid the trade direction and setup was, I should have gone, if I was going with the real money, with the higher lot size, but no problem. See, this is the most difficult part about trading that I find, which is that, while I'm looking back, which is that when I'm looking back at price, it just takes a few seconds for us to, look at years and months and days worth of price action within just seconds. So you're not actually training yourself how to be patient throughout the trade, right? But when you're actually inside a trade, I mean, the amount of patience that are required of someone to, just sit back and see how price is moving. Like each candle, right, consists of 5 minutes of price action. But when I'm looking, let's just say a daily time frame, for example, if I go on gold, right, and I look at, let's just say I look at the daily time frame. Over here, I can just very easily say that price came down and then it went up and then it came down and it went up, right? I can easily say that, and this entire thing that I said took me less than like 2 seconds, right? But when someone actually enters a trade like this, he has to wait days, if not weeks, right, for his trade to either unfold, or for his trade to reach to the profit, or for his trade to reach to a stop loss. And just sitting back with your arms folded and you just looking at price in a way the charts are going either up or they're going down, that's the most difficult part. I just want to see the price slam down like a motherfucker. I'm not actually taking any trades from the paper trading this thing, because I mean I'll do it from the next time. Yeah, I'll just set a limit order and let the price do its thing. Okay, so we can see price retrace back a bit from here, and I'm just guessing, why? Because that's a ICT breaker, so we can expect the price to go back a bit. Yeah, this point is the ICT breaker. It also acts as a mitigation block for a lot of people. So anyone who has been short over here and who had their stop loss placed, a few pips either a few pips above this high or this high, would want to or would like to mitigate their losses by exiting on break even somewhere around here. So there's a lot of liquidity available over here for the price to go up. So we can expect the price to go up, right? And then, so I'm just guessing, I'm not perfect over here, but I'm just guessing we can expect the price to go up from here till this order block, bearish order block, and then go further down. See, even though it might seem as if the price did not go up, but on the 1 minute time frame we can clearly see that there was some amount of institutional hedging going on over there. I thought I would go for the gym session right after the London session, but I did not. So I'm waiting for the new session to end and then I'll hit the gym. Let me see what's up with gold. Okay. Yeah. See, so the buy side liquidity was taken from here. Price went above this, slammed down. It took out this short-term low, and right after it took out the short-term low, it left a fair value gap opened. And this is the exact same setup that ICD talks about. Right. Our stop loss would be above the recent high. This is the 2022 mentorship setup that ICD talks about. And this is the only setup you need as per ICT to be able to make a lot of money. Right. So if someone were to enter short, they would have entered as price reaches back in the first. Yeah, so that's where one would have entered short. I think I should have gone for a short trade in gold instead of going in euro. Yes, just see how beautifully all of the assets are moving in the same direction. The directly or positively related assets are moving together down, and the inversely related assets are moving, exactly in the opposite way. Let me see what's up with oil. The institutional order flow has been bullish, or I don't know. What do I see over here? Okay. That's the start of the day. That is the start of the day. Price went up. That's the Judah swing. It went up into what? It went up a lot of equal highs. Right. So that's where the buy side liquidity was. It took the liquidity out. And price went up into this, okay, so is that a mitigation block on 5 minutes time frame? Yeah, that's a mitigation block on the 5 minutes time frame. See, price went up, made a higher high, came down, then made a lower high, and slammed down, leaving a lot of fair value gap opened and a short-term low. Price came back down, went up into this mitigation block and the fair value gap, and then came down, and price again came back up into the mitigation block right over here. So it went up above equal highs to rate buy side liquidity into an institutional reference point, which is the PD array. In this case, it's the mitigation block. Okay, so as I said, that price can go up and we can see some retracement in price right from this point, and that's what exactly happened. Now what I want to see is that does price go into this bearish order block or the entire bigger bearish order block, which is this one, because this and this is in, it's the same. These two candles are actually, they can be counted as one single candle, and these two down candles can be counted as one single candle. Or it might not even go back up on blah, blah, blah. It might not even go back into the bearish order block and might just come back down before it. Right, so going back to oil, we saw the price going, grabbed the buy side liquidity into the mitigation block, slammed it down, and as it did go down on the 5 minutes time frame, it took out the short term low and then it left a fair value gap open. Price came down. It even took an intermediate term low out. So that's a short term low. That's a short term low, and any low that's between two short term lows is an intermediate term low. So it took out the intermediate term low, went back into the fair value gap, and then came down. See, all of these are the same. All of these are the same logic, or the set. All of this is the same setup that what the fuck am I even saying? Like, the only setup that I'm looking for to enter a trade is same across all of the assets, be it crude oil, be it pound, be it euro, be it dollar index, be it gold. Yeah. How long has it been since I've been recording? 7:40. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, 23 minutes. What's up with gold? Okay, so it came down, left another fair value gap opened, and this is also an inversion fair value gap. Yeah. One could have entered another I'm removing all of these fair value gaps highlights just for the sake of clarity in price action. Maybe this stop loss is a bit too tight, so So it is right at the lower end of the order block. I want to see if it slams down from here or it goes back into the upper order block and then comes down. Okay, so we haven't even reached the order block on the dollar index. That's why it's still going down. If I was in a trading gold, I would have been taken out, not because I was wrong, but because the stop loss is extremely tight. Yeah. My stop loss should have been, and I would have been taken out because of the spread, not because of anything else. That is what the stop loss should have been. See how beautifully the price is reacting from this order block. Okay, so we can still expect the price to go down because we still haven't touched the order block on dollar index. See, this is the most difficult part about trading. You just try and sit back and seeing how price goes up and down. Just patiently sitting back with your hands folded, sipping your coffee, and hyping yourself up for the workout. The gold is acting very nasty. How about oil? What's up with oil, bro? Look, so this is the London session open. Also the New York session open. Price went up. That's the Judah swing. It went up into what? It went up into the holy moly. So it went up right to the pip within this fair value gap after short-term liquidity was a short-term low was taken out. So that's the short-term low that was taken out. Price left a fair value gap open. Right, price left the fair value gap opened, came down, took this holy shit. So price came down, took this sell side liquidity out by attacking or going as equally as low as this down candle, right? So if you were to look at the low of this candle, it's 89.93, and the same is the low for this candle as well, 89.93, right? So took the sell side liquidity out, came back up, took the buy side liquidity out or grabbed some more liquidity by making sure. See, if you were to look at the high of this candle is 90.23 and high of this candle is 90.23. It went up right to the paper to get some more liquidity and then slammed down. And not just that, it went down, took this short-term low out as well. It took this short-term low out as well. Again formed another fair value gap. Price came back up, filled this fair value gap, and then went down again to tag both of these liquidity, and then it's come back up again. So let me see what's up with the crude oil on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so see on the 1 minute time frame, before price went into this fair value gap, the number of buy side liquidity it took out is insane. So these are the equal highs, and then these two equal, these two candles that have the bodies equally located. I want to see the price to go down. Look at this. External range liquidity. So if the price does not reach to the external range liquidity before 9, or I would say before 8:50, I would look to exit it whatever profits that I have. And then what could certainly happen is that as the clock ticks 9 a.m., price can make a huge one single candle right into the fair value gap and then come down. And what I would do is, first of all, I'll exit with whatever profits that I have in my hand before 9. And then second, if there's another opportunity to enter a new trade, I would take that opportunity and enter a new trade. It's been 1 hour since I've been recording this video. Okay. What's up with pound? Okay. I'll be right back. Let me just see how price has reacted to this news in the past. So it's ECB President Lagarde. ECB President Lagarde. 3 p.m. 25th August. So that's 3 p.m. 25th August. I don't really see a lot of volatility in the market. It seems as if the setup was already unfolded and all price did was to go back. Came back into this ICD breaker, went up, formed a fair early gap, and right as 3 p.m. came into picture, price went up in the direction. So maybe I don't have anything to worry about. I like what I'm seeing. Holy shit, see how accurate I was with my model. It's just that price went up, hit my stop loss, even though I did not enter any trade in gold because I don't know, I'm not that confident with gold, and came down right where my stop loss was. I would want to go back right after this profit has been taken, and I would want to see what are the mistakes that I've done that I could have avoided in order to be more accurate in trading, exactly like I did for the London session of today. I like that. Don't worry, baby, you are going to go for the external range liquidity, and I want to see price go right above these. The feeling of your TP hitting is just beautiful. I could have come up with this way of documenting myself and then journaling myself way earlier, but I don't know why I didn't. Anyways, better late than never. But just see how beautifully price came back up to this bearish order block. The down, the up candles before the down candles, and then as I said, that price can go back up from this level, because that's where the retailers would look to mitigate their losses. So that's a point of liquidity, right? It went up from this place into the bearish order block and then again came down. All props to ICT for this. This is the most difficult part. When you're very close to your profits, but you still need to wait, right? That's the difficult part. Probably the most difficult part. Because the greed kicks in and it wants you to take profits. We are exactly very close to the profits. What the fuck is wrong with my English? As soon as we hit the TP, I'll close today's session and I'll hit the gym. What's up with gold? Okay, I like that. Pound is also about to reach its external range liquidity of this particular trading range. Price came back into equilibrium, went below into this fair value gap, retraced a bit into, I guess that's an inversion fair value gap right there. So you see this area, the gap right there. Price traded through it, through this gap, came back up into this inversion fair value gap and then went down. That's another order block, and let me just see how price moves. As ICD says that instead of when you're a beginner, instead of anticipating how price move, just observe how price moves. Bro, it's been 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 18 minutes since I've been recording this video. "32 minutes for the news to come, and I have nothing to worry about." Let me see if there's another. Okay, there is this low. Price could even come into this low, but I wouldn't aim for that. But this is just for the record and just to see that how accurate I am. on the 5 minutes time frame. I want to see where did I go wrong. 7:20. Because even though I did not enter a trade, but had I entered a trade, I would have taken a stop loss over it in spite of being in the right direction. So that's the opening price. Price went up, took the buy side liquidity out, and I entered the trade somewhere around here. No, I entered the trade here. That's where I entered the trade. That's where I entered the trade. After short-term low being taken out. As per the setup, there was nothing wrong. I guess it was just a loss that I took, right? In spite of being right, and I would have entered another trade after price went up above these highs, right? Above these highs, and formed a fair value gap right here. So yeah, it's just part of trading that sometimes in spite of being right, you get your stops rated and then you enter another trade in the same direction and then hit the target. I like what I'm seeing. As long as we are yet to reach the external range liquidity from the dollar index, we can expect the euro to go further down. So yeah, nothing's to worry about. And see how beautifully the fair value gap is protecting the price to go above this area. ICT is a fucking genius. The fact that I don't feel tempted to exit over here and stick for my TPs to be hit is insane, and how much I've conquered. And when it says a lot about how much I've conquered. But I would exit as soon as price reaches here. So that's why I'm closely monitoring dollar index. Well, let me just keep a check of this. Bullish order block. Bullish order block. Okay. Now that it has touched the order block, let me see if it goes up or not. Or is it going back into the mean threshold of the order block? For anyone who doesn't know, mean threshold is the center point of the order block. So it's the middle yellow line. Okay, so it's going down. It has gone down. Is it going down to fill in this fair value gap? Or will it close above the mean threshold? What's up with euro? Ho ho! I had zero idea if there was a news coming out for gold. Nope, there isn't. Gold's been acting extremely nasty these days. I would exit now because gold has acted extremely nasty, and I would exit right somewhere around this point. So, yeah. When this low was formed, I would have exited over here. So that accounts for about, what's the ratio? 2.11, which is not bad. So yeah, that's the full trade for the day. So now hit the gym and later on come back to review my session. Bye.